but people kept going to see it again and again and again. And to this day, for 40 years, Apocalypse Now is always making money. So, there's two ways to make money in a movie. The normal way, where you make a lot of money so you can pay your debts. But the other way is my way, which was to make films that people are still looking at 50 years later. Mm-hmm. And I have no doubt in my mind that Megalopolis is going to play for the next 50 years.
Okay, right. But so it was not a difficult decision to decide to fund it yourself?
It's always a difficult decision. No one wants to go in, in Apocalypse Now, which I own, the debt in those days was 21%. You ever hear of interest being 21%? Well, that's what it was during Apocalypse Now. It's not so bad today. What is it, about 8%? So the trick is that you have to pay the loan off at some point. And the way I did it is I made I have a way to handle it also. But you can't be afraid of the dominance of money, because money didn't always exist. Money is a recent invention. When you think of our human family being 300,000 years, there was only money beginning in when there was armies going places. They had coins, so they didn't have to just steal the chickens. So there's a great book, by the way, by David Graeber called Debt, The First 5,000 Years. That you should. There's many great books that you can read. People don't read very much.
Yeah, they don't read very much. Well, I'd say that
You have children?
I do. I have 2 children.
How old are they?
They are 11 and 9.
Don't you want them to live in a beautiful world?
That's the what I want the most.
Right. Well, that's what Megalopolis wants, and that's what Megalopolis is preaching.
Well, but for us to end, we don't have a lot of time. So you are one of the most admired movie directors in the world, especially in Brazil, with many famous works. Megalopolis would you say that Megalopolis is the movie you would like to be remembered for?
I don't mind being remembered for any of my movies. I like the ones I wrote myself the most, like The Conversation, or The Rain People, or some of those movies. But I'm going to be remembered for my children.
Well, I think you're going to be remembered by a lot of people. What about the movie Distant Vision?
Yes, that's the one that I would love to be able to make. That's the one that really would be my idea of my most ambitious, most unusual, and as a writer, most difficult project. I'm going to go work on that after I do one more little film for fun. I am entitled to have a little bit of fun.
Okay. About Distant Vision, what do you mean by live filming?
Well, I wrote a whole book about it, so it's hard to explain.
Nice. Okay, so there is a whole book about it,
yeah,
which I haven't read.
It's called Live Cinema and Its Techniques. Is there one here? I don't know.
Okay, I'll check it out.
But basically, it's like, I can explain it this way. In literature, the basic unit is the sentence. If you have a great sentence, you have the beginning of what could become great writing. In cinema, the basic unit is the frame. But it's built out of going from this frame to that frame. But it's not possible to do unless you have the time to set up the camera and change the costumes and stuff like that. There are ways where you can do it now using new technology that was invented for sports that enables you to make a film that looks like a movie, but is coming to you live, with live performances where the actors are doing the timing and not the editors.
Okay, I hope you get to put that in the work. Thanks a lot, Mr. Coppola.
Me too. It all depends me living longer.
Let's hope you do, mister.
I hope to too.
Well, é isso. Feito? Thanks, Mr. Coppola. Next time we talk a little bit about Curitiba. I know you like it a lot.
Well, Curitiba was a very innovative place. I'm anxious to see if it's still as wonderful as I remember when Jamie Lerner was there. He is like a Caesar in my movie.
Yeah, I heard about it, but I used to live there for 4 years, and it's an amazing city.
How many years?
4 years.
4 years.
4 years. 2 years ago for 4 years. I went there in 2016. Lived.
It depends if the new mayor keeps the tradition.
Well, it does feel like an amazing city with good mobility, good everything. I live in São Paulo because I need to.
Foi curtinho, mas eu espero que você tenha gostado. O Megalopolis é também um filme que é totalmente dele, e uma parte interessante é que é um filme que o roteiro também é totalmente original dele. Então, ele não adaptou como no Poderoso Chefão, que é uma adaptação de uma outra obra, ou no Drácula, né? Então, esse não, o Megalopolis é totalmente dele, e pra dizer, sem muitos spoilers, é Roma que não caiu. E aí é como se fosse Roma agora em 2024, nova Roma, né? E com algumas conspirações, inclusive uma inspiração histórica para pensar como funcionaria ali essa dinâmica. E, putz, você vai curtir, mas não é tão fácil de digerir quanto um filme de super-herói. Ele tá no Brasil pra isso, já fez algumas entrevistas, fez uma coletiva, falou sobre um monte de coisa, que inclusive surgiu a pergunta lá de um repórter da Folha, se eu não me engano, sobre o suposto assédio, né? Coppola não quis responder, ele falou, não vou responder, e foi falar de outra coisa. Sobre esse assunto, tá sendo divulgado aí na mídia, inclusive um relato